Hi guys, welcome to another RGI Easy Sewing tutorial. So in our last home decor class and as well in our children's sewing club, we have been talking about embroidery. And embroidery is something you can use to enhance your work as well as to just make your particular work stand out among others. So today I'm going to show you a few simple embroidery stitches that you can use to enhance your work, that you can use to maybe change up some things that you already have at home, just make them look fresh, and you will find that the stitches we will do are very simple. So let's do this. Okay, you all, here we have our embroidery needle, and generally this needle is the same size throughout. That is important because depending on the type of stitches that we're doing, you will need your needle to go through more than one space at once. I hope you understand that, but when I do the French knots, you will understand what I'm saying if you don't. Also, our needle has a large eye, which is helpful for when we are threading it. The embroidery thread is made up of 6 strands, and depending on the stitches that you are making, you would either work with it as 6 strands or you would split or divide it so that you work with 3 strands. So let's get into it. So of course we knot our thread to start, and we're working with our thread single threaded, so only one side of our thread is knotted. And the first stitch I'm going to do is one of the most basic stitches, which is used for outlines. So if you are working with, let's say, a flower and you want to make the outline of that flower, as well as if you are outlining, if you're writing names. Some clients want their names written on things, and you would use this stitch. Now this is also a regular sewing stitch, and I'm sure most of you would be familiar with it. It's the back stitch. So this is what our back stitch looks like, and then to complete, I'm going to knot it. You always want to knot because of course if you don't, your stitches will become undone. And we're about to do the stem stitch, another stitch that is used for outlining, writing names. It is a type of back stitch, except that in this case, when we go back, we go in front of our last string, or in front of the thread, as opposed to right next to it. You guys, we've completed quite a few press of feet videos, and now we think it's time for a challenge. So we hope you've been paying attention to the videos. Now for this challenge, we want you to select any 3 press of feet that we have completed, any 3 of your choice, and just give us the feature of those press of feet that we mentioned in the videos. So again, select any 3 of the press of feet that we have spoken about in our past videos and give us the different features of those press of feet that we mentioned in the video. So the winner of that challenge will get the chance to sit in on one of our classes, which is basically 2 hours, and just learn something to improve your sewing skill or just improve your knowledge in general. So post your answers down below, and you know we have already established the way that we will judge these quizzes. So good luck. And this is the end of our stem stitch. Now you'll notice that this stitch has some texture to it. This next stitch is called the French knot, and it can be used for your flowers as well as to fill up spaces. So I'm going to go around my needle a few times. Okay, so I've gone around 4 times, and then I'm going down right next to the area where I started, not in the same area but next to it. And as you do this stitch, you want to keep holding your thread until you're almost done. So that's one, that's our French knot. I'm going to do another one, and you'll notice what happens with the French knot. The more times you go around the needle, the larger your knot will be. Now you remember earlier on when I described your needle, I mentioned that it needs to be the same measurement throughout, because that would help when you are doing certain stitches. So this is one of the stitches that having the same size needle throughout is useful for. Notice that I'm holding a thread as I finish off. So you can see the different sizes. Next stitch is the lazy daisy, and while I'm going to make 5 petals here, you can make more petals when you are making your flowers. Okay, so we have a chain stitch ended by just the regular stitch. Always come back to the center. So here we have our lazy daisy, and we are just going to complete it with the French knots. So guys, our last stitch is the satin stitch, which is generally used to fill out areas. So if you are anything that you're making and you want to fill out your space, you will use the satin stitch. Flowers, if you're making leaves, petals, whatever it is that you need to fill in. And for this stitch, we're going from side to side. Side of your outline to the other. Your stitches need to be as close as possible so the stitch will be effective. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you work with the satin stitch. We're almost done. Basically just filling up our space. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We did something different, and of course we will have a few more stitches going forward, so that you can improve on your embroidery work. And guys, post some of your photos below so that we can see your work and just be happy with you and for you for your project. So guys, these are samples of a few very simple embroidery stitches that you can make, as well as here we just want to show you the work from our children's sewing club, and these were done by children who are ages 8 to 15. So think about it, if they can do it, for sure you guys can definitely do this. So like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.